What's going on YouTube? So the compact crossover segment is a very big segment in the US market, with options like the Toyota RAV4 long leading the sales pack. But with lots of competitive offerings out there, this all-new RAV4 has quite the task to keep up with the competition.
Like this 2026 Hyundai Tucson. This recently refreshed Tucson is offering lots of luxury and space. But can it surpass the recently redesigned king of the segment? That's what we're here to find out today.
The models we are using in today's comparison are both loaded trims with all the goodies. As a matter of fact, both are called limited trims. And if you're looking to buy either of these two models, make sure to check out carconfections.com/newcarquotes to get the best price and access to invoice pricing information. But jumping right into the exterior section, both models have been either refreshed recently or completely redesigned in the case of the RAV4. While the limited RAV4 assumes a more conservative guise, with boxy lines, a body-colored grille, and some silver accenting, the Tucson aims to be much more eye-catching. It has strong, angular lines, a large grille with smoked branding, and extended use of silver trim on this top limited. We don't score the appearance of vehicles in our comparisons, but we'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. What we do score are all the various features and differences, starting with the headlights. While the Tucson remains bold in this area, both are rocking projector LED headlamps, with all LED elements in the housing. Only the RAV4 has fog lights, however. The RAV4 also has a 1-inch advantage for wheel size, where it is rocking new 20-inch alloys instead of 19s as the top size on the Tucson. Rest assured, we will be discussing ride quality later for those concerned. Also, feel free to grab a notepad and keep your own score if you want, based on your personal priorities. Now at the side, the Tucson outstretches the RAV4 in terms of length, as the redesign did not give the Toyota a growth spurt for 2026. But interior space really falls to the packaging of each, which we'll discuss later on. Out back, another place they differ is the taillight situation, where the RAV4 has all elements as LED, compared to only one of 3 on the Tucson. While both conceal their exhaust tips, only the Tucson conceals its rear wiper to protect it from being weathered. However, this RAV4 as equipped can out-tow the Tucson with up to 3,500 pounds, greater than the 2,000 for the Hyundai. Heading on to the mirrors, each of them features heating and blind spot monitoring. But there are some other safety features to distinguish. While both feature all 4 of your active safety features as standard equipment, the RAV4 has a trick up its sleeve. It has a standard drive recorder, which uses the existing cameras on the car to act like a dash cam to help in the case of an accident. That concludes the exteriors, so let's hop inside and see how much luxury each brings to the table. But first,
If you're new here, we're brothers and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We started young, and since then we have reviewed over 2,000 vehicles at every price point.
No matter what you're looking for, from humble to high-end, we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family.
Let's learn a lot and have some fun with all the latest cars. Starting with the keys, both feature smart entry systems and support for remote start, but only the Tucson offers its unique smart park system to help pull into and out of tight parking spaces remotely. Looking inside, there are many differences between the two, especially when it comes to design. Starting with the seats, the Tucson has a beige seat finished in real leather, while even the top RAV4 uses a faux leather that Toyota calls Softex. However, features are identical on each, with 10 ways of adjustment, memory, heating, and ventilation. Once seated, the differences continue as we get into the broad category of material quality, which we will divide into solidity and material selections. In both sections, the Tucson carries a notable advantage. Its cabin feels a lot more solid, displaying fewer creaks and gaps overall. Additionally, it adopts generous use of leather and soft-touch materials throughout, compared to the RAV4's mostly hard-touch plastics. Firing these two up, you'll now find digital gauge clusters on both, at an equivalent 12.3-inch size. While you can opt for a head-up display on the RAV4 Limited, only the Tucson Limited includes one as standard equipment. Pulling back to the steering wheels, we have leatherette-wrapped manual adjusting wheels with plenty of easy-to-use buttons. Both steering wheels are heated and the wipers are rain sensing. Next up is storage, where both models deliver far more than you would expect. We will evaluate both the console and the multi-use cubbies in the dash. Starting with the console, the Tucson's is wider, but the RAV4's is longer, making for a pretty equivalent space. The Toyota has a trick up its sleeve though. Its lid can flip upside down and turn into a table for something like eating. Beyond the console, both have extra cubbies and a passenger storage shelf. But only the Tucson has an exceptional pass-through storage space as well. Once again, the RAV4 fights back by adding a second wireless phone charging pad on the Limited trim for 2026. Both offer their oodles of space due to small electronic shifters. While in completely different locations, both reveal 360-degree cameras when you go into reverse. Next up, we come to climate controls. Both have two-zone automatic setups, but the new RAV4 loses the large physical temperature knobs in favor of small buttons and controls that are partially in the touchscreen. That means the Tucson's physical controls are easier to use while driving. However, each has a physical volume knob for the audio systems. In the RAV4, you get a JBL 9-speaker system and an 8-speaker Bose system in the Tucson. While not segment leaders, both systems have pretty decent audio quality for everyday driving. Since their most recent updates, both the RAV4 and Tucson are some of the best in the segment in terms of technology. The Toyota and Hyundai have 12.9 and 12.3-inch displays respectively, which is not a significant enough difference to score a point. In terms of functionality, these two match each other, rocking the newest version of their brand software. This means you'll have wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, built-in navigation, and snappy software that's easy to use. Wrapping things up, they both have auto-dimming mirrors with HomeLink, but the RAV4 upgrades you to the rear camera mirror system. Both also have panoramic sunroofs with opening front panels. Arguably, the most important spaces are the back seats and cargo hold, so let's evaluate them. Starting with the space. Headroom is almost identical between the two. But the Tucson leaps ahead in legroom. At over 41 inches, and one of the largest in the segment, the Tucson will take the lead by almost 9%. As far as the features back here, they are each equivalent and luxurious. Both seatbacks offer room to recline, there are vents, USBs, and heated seats. Opening the hands-free power tailgates on both, the differences appear once again. Similar to the back seats, the Tucson has a size advantage, with the maximum cargo space being larger than the RAV4 by over 5% in order to take the space point. However, the spaces with the seats folded up are almost identical. Also, the Hyundai makes accessing the full space easier by adding handles here to fold down the seats. But consider how important a spare tire is to you, since only the RAV4 has one. Alright, we're done with the interiors now. But some of the most important things take place on the test drive, so let's take this fight to the streets. Both Tucson and RAV4 take pride in offering choices to their buyers. Both will share a plug-in hybrid variant, but today we'll be focusing on the hybrid models, which is standard on the newest generation of the RAV4. Toyota and Hyundai develop hybrids very differently, as the Tucson uses a small turbocharged engine with electric components, and the RAV4 uses a larger, naturally aspirated engine. Despite that, both have very similar power figures with all-wheel drive, and reach 60 miles an hour in about 7 seconds. Alright, and that was 60 miles per hour. with the hybrid version of the Tucson. Now, like we talked about at the spec dump, this is actually available in 3 different powertrains. You can get a traditional ICE or internal combustion engine. You can also get the hybrid powertrain, which is what we have, and you can get a plug-in hybrid powertrain if you want a larger battery pack. We'll go into some individual details of that. In terms of this hybrid powertrain, it's a 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. With the electric componentry, it makes 231 horsepower. Okay, that was 60 miles per hour with this 2026 RAV4. So, of course, the big news with this next generation RAV4 is the fact that they're moving to a full hybrid powertrain arrangement. So you have a traditional hybrid, and you also have a plug-in hybrid option. We're in the traditional hybrid right now. This is going to be what the vast majority of customers will walk away from the dealership with because it is standard on almost every single trim level, 6 out of 7 trim levels. So what this is Toyota's 5th generation hybrid system. It's a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine plus your electric hybrid componentry. Your total system power is 226 horsepower with front-wheel drive, 236 horsepower with all-wheel drive. Transmission-wise, the differences continue, as Toyota uses an eCVT versus a traditional 6-speed automatic on the Hyundai. Performance is snappy on both, but we find most viewers still prefer the traditional feel of the Hyundai's automatic transmission. However, as equipped, power is routed to the ground via all-wheel drive systems. Now, in terms of the other element of the powertrain, which is kind of one of the more unique elements about a Hyundai or Kia hybrid system, is the fact that it does have a traditional 6-speed automatic transmission. Most of the rivals are going to give you a CVT or an eCVT. In this case, having that traditional automatic does mean you avoid that drone that you get from a lot of the rivals. I know that means a lot to a lot of you guys, especially if you accelerate kind of hard off the line. You don't have that drone. Now, of course, in terms of the transmission situation, this is an eCVT, which is typical for Toyota's hybrid system. Now, let's discuss ride quality and handling. While neither of these luxury trims are sloppy in the corners, ride quality is where they truly shine. When it comes to soaking up road imperfections, we would say they're about equal, despite the RAV4 having larger wheels.
But we've turned on to our designated strip of road where we always talk about ride quality, and that's one area where I'm incredibly impressed, and as we spent the entire week with this Tucson, I've just became even more impressed as time went on. I think this genuinely has one of the very best ride qualities in the entire segment, and it is worth noting that we have the fully loaded example with the larger wheels on the outside, and it still does a fantastic job of just soaking up any of the bumps that you may hit in the road. Now, also good news is the ride quality. So we've been driving around here all morning long, and like I just said, this is a pretty rough road surface, and even if we hit big bumps in the road, I think it does a great job in terms of ride quality. Now, I have to say I was a little bit skeptical because we have the 20-inch wheels on the outside for this limited example. I thought the ride quality might be sacrificed a bit by choosing those, and I'm happy to tell you it really is not.
Now, out on the highway, sound insulation is important, which is why we take sound level readings of every vehicle we test here at Car Confections. Scientifically speaking, most adults cannot discern a difference of less than 1 decibel between sounds, which is not the case for today's samples. But the RAV4 sample was taken in Arizona at a recent press event, which means the rating is unofficial for now until we get one back home in Kentucky.
Nice long sample there. For our official Kentucky sound level reading, 55.8 decibels is what we are sitting at. 58.7 decibels is the number that we have settled in at.
Lastly, let's discuss the all-important fuel economy. Toyota's hybrid system is geared toward one main thing: ultimate efficiency. And that pays off here. The old RAV4 was already the segment leader, and the new one gets even better. It outperforms the Tucson by a significant margin of 6 miles per gallon. That will certainly make a difference at the pump. But if you're not quite ready to adopt a hybrid yet and prefer the choice, only the Tucson has a regular gas option for all trims, including this limited. In our reviews and comparisons, we're also adding in reliability and resale information to give you a better picture of the overall value beyond just the original MSRP. Beginning with reliability, we developed the Combined Reliability Index, which takes into account several studies from trustworthy sources and combines them in a way that gives you the most realistic picture. In this respect, Toyota takes the lead. Hyundai is rated 2 slots below the industry average, taking away 0.4 points. But Toyota is the industry leader at 15 slots above average, awarding it plus 3 points. However, when it comes to the warranty, Hyundai does have the longer coverage for both basic and powertrain. But Toyota fights back with complimentary maintenance. We also put Mason's economics degree to work to develop a detailed predicted resale value tool. After 5 years and 60,000 miles, Hyundai trails behind Toyota at 55.35% of expected retained value. Toyota is one of the highest rated brands at 64.5% after 5 years and 60,000 miles. This difference will award Toyota plus 1.8 points. Now let's talk about pricing. The Tucson has always offered a lot of bang for your buck, ringing in at just over $43,000 with all the boxes checked. Now for the RAV4, Toyota has not yet released its official pricing figures. To give you an idea of what you could expect, the current 2025 model would cost $45,769 as we have the 2026 model equipped today. We expect the price to increase over the 2025 by at least $1,000. So we think a good estimate would be about $46,700. That would definitely make it one of the priciest options in the segment. While we expect the Tucson to have the pricing advantage, we cannot score this section today. Just keep it in mind if you plan to cross-shop these two models when the RAV4 reaches dealerships. Well, there you have it, the objective winner. Do you agree? Well, let's go over some pros and cons of each model so that you can pick which should be your winner based on what characteristics are most important to you. So you should probably pick the Tucson as your winner if you're looking for the most cargo space as well as the highest rear legroom number. Also, if you're looking for the most luxurious cabin finishes. And finally, if you're looking for a traditional automatic transmission because you don't really like CVT drone.
Now, the RAV4 on the flip side should be your choice if you want the best fuel economy. It does also have just a really good hybrid system, plus a spare tire, and it has the superior resale and reliability ratings. And speaking of the individual categories that might matter more or less to you, we'd encourage you to go to carconfections.com/vehicle rankings because we've looked at these two options as well as all the other options in the segment and ranked them in the 10 most important categories to the shopper so you can sort the list based on what categories are most important to you, whether that be value, luxury features on the inside, powertrain experience, all of that is there detailed there for you. So if you want to make an informed buying decision, definitely check that out. Now, which of these are we going to put in our driveways?
Well, I'm going to pick the all-new RAV4 for my driveway, really on the main virtue of just having the superior hybrid system. It has a lot better fuel economy. It also has more power, and I think it delivers it in a more smooth way.
On the flip side, I think I'm actually going to go with the Tucson. The RAV4's cabin is a little bit on the cheaper side, so I do definitely appreciate the more premium interior finishes that the Hyundai Tucson gives you. Now, if you're looking to buy either one of these SUVs, we'd encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. The reason you do that is because we have a tool on our website that will connect you with local car dealers in your area to get you the best price. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool to use while dealer negotiating. If you'd like to take advantage of that, as well as things like our monthly payment tool, you can find a link to that in our video description, as well as a pinned comment at the top of this video. And guys, that's going to be where we leave off on this comparison. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. By subscribing, you're going to be a part of our Car Confections family, and we have a lot of fun on this channel. I promise you won't want to miss out, and we cover a ton of cars in this segment. Thanks so much. If you're already a fan and subscriber, your support means the world to us, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.